history that we have done a virtual launch, and it is going to be a launch that's nationwide through our TMNA office in Plano. So we won't be the ones doing the prime launch, it will be our headquarters. But there are 3 dates with 2 different time slots in each date. So you can see July 7th, 8th, and 9th. So there are 2 classes each day. The classes should run just about an hour. And the course code for the RAV4 Prime launch is S4283. So it's going to be kind of important to know, but we'll cover that in detail as we go through this. So starting off, how do we access the Learning Center? So just like you would normally access the red-green reports, your training certification reports, you would go to toyotacertification.com. You're going to enter your SPIN number and dealer code to log in. And then once you do that, you will see there is an option on the next screen in the upper left-hand corner for Learning Center. Now, we refer to it as the Learning Center, but if you go on the website, you will see it's called Cornerstone. So Cornerstone is the company that we have settled with, and we've been kind of doing a lot of research over the past year and a half to see what platform would be the best for us, and we have chosen Cornerstone. And while I would like to say this is what we're going to use from now on, at least that is the plan. We have migrated our entire company, parts, service, sales, finance, and manufacturing over to Cornerstone for both internal and external training. So this should be around a long time. I know we've had several over the years, Saba, Learning Center, Torch. So this version of Learning Center or Cornerstone should be the one that we're going to use for many years. So once you click on the Learning Center, it's going to open up a new window, which you'll see here. And you have some options here for Learner Home. You can look at your transcript, a calendar of any upcoming training that you may have enrolled in. But what you're going to want to select, you can see here in the little hand pointing to those 3 hash marks or that little menu bar in the upper right hand corner. You're going to click on that, and then you will have some options. Now, only people that are in Staff Master as a manager will be able to enroll sales consultants or any sales staff in any of these instructor-led training classes. So you do have to be a manager or log in as a manager. And under this menu, you're going to hit the admin option, and that will bring another drop down where you'll have tools, users, and learning assignment tool. So the learning assignment tool is what you're going to select to enroll your staff in any kind of training. So once you do that, you will see this screen come up. Now, you probably noticed there's some RAV4 Prime training already listed there. If you have not enrolled anyone yet in any classes, this screen should be blank. If you have, then you'll see what classes you've enrolled your staff in will be listed there. So if there's something there, don't worry about it. Don't click on it. It's just upcoming training that you may have already enrolled or somebody enrolled in your dealership. But instead, you're going to want to click on Create Assignment. Because what we're doing is we're technically enrolling people in a class, but we call it an assignment. We're essentially assigning this training to them. So while maybe the labels of the buttons are different than what we're used to, it's really doing the same thing. We're enrolling someone. So once you click on that, then you're going to have, you can see basically 5 steps to go through to enroll them. So the first thing you're going to do is it's going to ask you under general information for an assignment title and an assignment description. Now this, you don't have to be, there's not a right or wrong here. If it's the RAV4 Prime launch, you can just put a title in RAV4 Prime launch. If you put something else, it's just to let the sales consultants know that when they get the email that they've been enrolled in this training, this is what it's for. So you can just type in RAV4 Prime or RAV4 Prime launch, and then under description, it's kind of the same thing. It's a virtual launch training. That's typically what you would go with for this particular class. Once you put the title and description, then you just click on the Select Training button right below it. The next screen allows you to search for a class. So you can do the course code, or you can do the name of the course. So S4283 will work. That'll bring up RAV4 Prime Launch, or you could just type in RAV4 Prime and we'll also find it as well. So either way, it's fine. It's just up to you. If you don't remember the course code, just put in RAV4 Prime. The next button, or the next screen, you're going to see the RAV4 Prime class is listed there. Now, to the left of that, you'll see a little box that you can check. And I know most people think, oh, I want to enroll in that, so let me check the little box and click next. No, that's not what you do. Instead, you're going to, because that's just the course, while there are 6 different classes for that course, 6 different time slots over 3 days, you got to select which class you're going to enroll in. So you're going to click on the right side of that class listing, the little arrow, and once you do that, it will give you all 6 of those time slots available for RAV Prime Launch. Now, once you find the date and time in which you would like to enroll your staff, that's when you'll click, or the check box next to the class on the left side of it, anyway. For this example, you can see it's July 9th at 2 p.m., and it'll list how many seats are available. I wouldn't be too worried about the classes filling up. They can accommodate 10,000 people at each session, so there should be plenty of room left, but I still recommend you get on here pretty quick to enroll your staff. But once you click the box on the left side of the class you want to enroll, you can then click select and go to the next screen. I will caution you though, you are able to select multiple boxes on this screen, so you could select 2 or 3 different courses. Only select one. So you can enroll 10 people, let's say, or as many people as you want in this one session. But if you want to enroll people in different sessions, then you're going to go through this multiple times. So for each session you want to enroll people in, you will go through this process, enroll them, and then if you want to enroll people in a different time slot, then you would go back and do it again. All right, so the next screen there, this is a little bit tricky. This is the one thing you got to be careful with. The only thing you have to do is select the option of assigned, approved, and registered. Do not select assigned only. Do not select assigned and approved. The reason is it won't work. It won't basically register them unless you select the last one. So when you're assigning it, you're basically, as it says, it assigns it to the sales consultants that you're enrolling. You're approving it as a manager, and you're registering them in the class. So that is the only selection you will want to click here. And I know I've done it, and I've seen some of the dealerships or have registered people, and it might be assigned and approved only. So just make sure that if you have done that, you go back and change it or enroll them as assigned, approved, and registered. And then you'll just click the next button. This screen is pretty easy. You don't have to do anything. It'll already be selected, the boxes you need. So you're just going to click next. So just kind of bypass this screen. And now is where you can select the users. So you'll click the Select Users button, and this will give you some options. You can search a user by just typing in their name, and then click the little magnifying glass to the right, and it will bring up that person, and you can just check the box next to their name to the left and click Select. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and type in another name, keep doing that, just typing in names and selecting them. Or if you want, you can just click the magnifying glass without typing any names, and it'll bring up every person in Staff Master in your dealership, and you can just go through and check all the boxes of the ones you'd like to enroll. Or if you'd like to narrow it down a little bit more, not having the entire dealership, you can just type under the job search window, you can just type sales, and that will bring up everyone with sales in their title, sales consultants, sales managers, and then you can select from that list of people. So it doesn't matter how you do it. If you want to type in their names, if you want to search by sales or the entire dealership, it's just different ways that you're able to access all of your employees. So once you're done with that and you've added all the names you'd like to add for this particular session, you'll click select, and then the only thing left is to submit it. All right, so once you hit submit, you're going to come up with this window that basically is asking you, do you really want to submit this assignment? And you just select yes. And once you select yes, you have now enrolled those people in that particular session. So if you wanted to do a different session with different people, you could just go back through the process again. So I know it's different, and it might seem like there's a few more steps, and there are, frankly, to register somebody. But once you go through it a couple of times, it's pretty simple, self-explanatory. The only thing that's tricky is you just want to make sure you click that assigned, approved, and registered button. Other than that, you can just kind of go through the screens, and it's going to ask you essentially what you want to do on each one. So make a separate assignment for each session. So again, if you're putting in 3 different sessions, you need to create 3 different assignments. Right? So if you're going to have a third of your staff in one time slot, a third in another, and a third in the final one, then you go through this process 3 different times. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to type in any questions you may have in the chat bar now, and we can get to those. But before I do answer any questions, just so you're aware, that same Toyota certification site that we use to access the Learning Center, that's where we've always accessed the training reports, those certification reports, and they are still there. Then nothing has changed, so you can click on the reports. They are live, and it's the red-green report we refer to as the dashboard report, as it's called. There are currently e-modules up and available for you to take. There are some that are, you can see the dates next to them, that won't be available until later in the year. But just let your staff know that there are some e-modules they can start taking, like, you know, 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, vehicle construction, things like that. There's also some launch classes for 2020 Highlander, Camry, Avalon, all-wheel drive, and of course the RAV4 Prime class that is coming up next week. So make sure you get your staff enrolled into that RAV4 Prime launch. Again, it's 3 days, 2 time slots for each day, and that's it. There's no more RAV4 Prime launch after that. And I mean, this is going to be a pretty exciting vehicle for us anyway. We are a ZEV state, so we get the RAV4 Prime to sell. Not all states in the country do. I know some of them are pretty jealous. So this is going to be an awesome vehicle for us. RAV's done great for us. RAV Hybrid's done great, and now we have an even more powerful plug-in version. And the only other thing I would add is, in terms of certification, we will start doing instructor-led training classes probably in August. We will start as everybody's back to work, everybody has kind of settled in, kind of our new normal, as they say, and we will start doing the instructor-led training classes virtually as well. So we will, instead of going to a hotel or coming to the regional office for a class in person, we will basically do the same thing, but it'll be on this platform of WebEx. And we're probably going to break it up into small sections where you might attend 3 or 4 30-minute sessions to equal 1 instructor-led class. But I also want to let you know that all of the rewards programs are still in effect for this year. So the STARS trip for sales consultants, everything, all of our incentives are still on. So don't think that training's out the window just because we can't meet in person. The certification still stands. You can still be certified or master certified this year, and it will be important to qualify for those programs.